Right, okay, let's go through the remaining questions for trending basics number 4. Now, this part over here is all the different types of similar triangles. Similar triangles can appear in either paper 1 or paper 2. Not sure about that, okay, which one it will be. So just go through everything. First one, what's the name of this quadrilateral? So simple. This one is a trapezium. Okay, but the second part, asking you to prove all the angles in the triangle or state that which angles are equal. Actually, they never tell you to write down the reasons, so you just need to identify all the angles that are equal, but make sure your labeling is correct. So in this case, this kind of question is giveaway marks. Triangle AOB, similar to triangle COD. If you really want to, draw another smaller triangle. COD, AOB. Then it will be very simple. Angle DOC, this angle match with this angle. This one match with this one. Then the last one, this match with this. So the question just say identify all pairs. So I just need to write angle DOC equals to angle BOA. Make sure your labeling is correct. Then angle, they want all the angles that are equal. Angle ODC is equals to angle OBA. Angle OCD equals to angle OAB. Oops. Okay. So during exam, you can write this down. They already say identify all the angles that are equal. Let's say if they ask you for a particular reason, then the reasons can be quite obvious because these are all parallel lines. First angle, angle A corresponds to angle C by alternate angles on parallel lines. So A and C, this is a result of alternate angles. Next one, angle BOA. ABO corresponds to this angle B and D. This is also alternate angles on parallel lines. Last but not least, vertically opposite angles. Is it necessary to write the reason for this question? No. But if there is a next question, they ask you to prove that the triangles are the same. Not this question. Oh, I didn't choose that one. Okay, then you need to write the reason. Okay. Next one, now they ask you to calculate the length as usual. I think most of you are quite good in it already. So I should just run through it very quickly. Find the ratio or write down the matching pairs, okay, of all the different sides. So if that's the case, I will have OD with OB, DC, OD with OB. If I put the big over small, OC with OA, OC, OA, DC, and BA. Okay, write down all the measurements, put it inside whatever that you have. OA is 4.2, BO 2.8, CO 7.2, and find the length of OD. So from here, we already have this. So we can just either cross multiply or get your answer from here. Okay, not a problem. Next one, scale factor of reduction. When you talk about scale factor is image over the original. Okay, but since it's a reduction, the image will be a small value over the big value. Then you observe you have a pair of ratio, right? A pair of ratio, but they want small over big. So it's 4.2 over 7.2. Simplify the fraction. I don't know what this is. Can you tell me what's this number? Is it a nice fraction?
7.
7 over?
12.
12. Thank you. Okay, we leave this as a fraction as it is. Try not to do decimal place or whatever. So the scale factor is just 7/12. Okay, so you must know how to match the angles. If possible, write down the reasons. As long as there are parallel lines, a lot of them you can use corresponding angles, alternate angles, or if you have things that is vertically crisscross. You notice this diagram crisscross, and this diagram crisscross, and this diagram also crisscross. So a lot of the triangles nowadays that they like to test are all this kind of a similar pattern one. Okay, so please take note. Okay, and next one, scale factor, image over original. Is it an enlargement or is it a reduction? If it's an enlargement, then you big over small. If it's a reduction, it's small over big. So in this case, triangle C is an enlargement of triangle A using a scale factor. Again, scale factor, image over original. Oh, who's here? Okay, so image over original. So if I have my image, and this is an enlargement, so it'll be big over small. Triangle A and triangle C. Triangle A, 1, oh, maybe I don't count this, count the base. 1 unit. Triangle C, 2 unit. So in enlargement, 2/1, 2, answer. Okay, by observation. Next, find the triangles. They say PRS is similar. So PRS. If you really do not know how to find or match the points or find it very difficult, never mind. You write down PTQ. It's a slightly bigger one. I think it looks a little bit bigger. Draw something similar. PRS. PTQ. Draw, label the sides. PT, don't know. R to S got measurement or not? PQ, don't know. I don't know whether I have or not. Okay, now let me fill in all the measurements. Okay, I want to calculate ST. God knows what is ST. Okay, where is this portion ST? Never mind. I find out my measurements ready. Then I fill things up later. PQ is 4.5. PS is 3.5. Oh, I got one matching pair. Small over big. Another pair, QR is 1.8. QR, where's QR? Q to R is the small one, 1.8. So there are so many ratios or numbers that I do not know. So in this case, I can only rely on writing down my ratio. I should write down all my ratios first. PS over PQ, 3.4 over 4.5. Next one, pink color, PR over PT. Next, PR is 4.5 plus 1.8. 6.3. PT, P to T. Oh, P to T is includes 3.5 plus ST. I need to find PT includes ST. Okay, based on here, I already have two ratios that I can work out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find PT first. Then we cross multiply and we get 3.4 times PT, 6.3 times 4.5. Then PT equals to divide by 3.4, 8.338 something. Okay, 2, I don't know. Okay, then I want to find only ST. So I subtract away the 3.5. So take this number, subtract away the 3.5, then get your answer. Okay, Most of you are able to do this already. You have been showing signs that you know how to do ever since the after prelim. Okay, so I assume you may know. Okay, I modeled after this question during the prelim exam as well. Okay, this question is actually a little bit very uncommon, but it started coming out. I do not know why, so I have to explain to you the concepts again. To find the area of triangle, show that AXD is equal to BXC. First thing, we have to find something in common that overlaps and link the two of them together. Both of them are related to the larger triangles. ABC, first to begin with, triangle, area of triangle AXD can be found by taking the green color triangle ADC, subtract away triangle DXC. Okay, so first part, if this triangle is made up of ADC minus DXC, then how am I going to link it to the other side? To order and related to this triangle, I want to link this and I have this triangle. So it means this one will total up to give you this triangle. So this portion comes from taking this bigger triangle, subtract away the common portion. So it's made up of, okay, the other triangle, DBC minus triangle DXC again. But how do I know that these two are common, have the same area? Why? Because half times base times height. They share a same base, DC, and a common height, H. The same height, H. So both of them have the same area because common base, common height. So now what's left? Of course, I subtract, take the big one minus the small one, left with triangle BXC. Sure. Okay, not very common, but in case it is like a starting of a trend like that, in case it comes up. So just make sure you know. Okay, this one that the triangles are similar, I shall not waste your time to do it. I believe you can do the question, so you are going to practice. We have tried it before already, similar to the ones over here. Okay, so you notice the teacher like, or the examiner like to set all the crisscross triangles. Okay, now I'm going to go through a little bit on trending basics number 5. Okay, I'll start with particular questions. I noticed in my mock practice paper or my whichever paper, somehow the question says length, distance, but you all did gradient on your own. So I should assume if I give you gradient, you know how to find. But the problem for this question is, where do I put the negative sign? I put the negative sign with the numerator if possible, or the denominator. Both can give you the same answer. Okay, so you use the equation, go and find it. I think you know how to do gradient. So I should explain a little bit more on distance. What is the formula for distance between 2 points? Remember, it's something to do with Pythagoras theorem. Something square plus something square. X1 minus x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. So I shall label this. Okay. Then I'll plug in my formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Be careful, negative sign over here. They say the whole thing is equal to square root 20. Here got square root, here got square root. Remove the square root. So I'm left with the number 20. Do not expand this. Keep it the same. Now simplify and calculate. 3 minus 91 is 4. 4 squared is the number 60. So what can we do? Treat it like how you solve an equation using completing square. So k minus 4 squared equals to 20 minus 16. -2. Then you get 2 possible values. Is this okay? Right. I've done something similar for this a couple of times. Hopefully it comes out, or maybe if it doesn't come out, then maybe it might be this other type of question. Okay, but there's something similar along this line which matches with the recent type. They say write down a pair of possible values. This is question number 6. Okay, it uses the concept of a gradient, and both the integers are less than 10. This one got a keyword down here. They want both values are less than 10. Okay, but it uses the formula for gradient. So gradient, most of you are more familiar with it. So how do you find the gradient? I'll call it x1, y1, x2, y2. Gradient of the equation, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1 equals to 2. And they tell you the gradient is 2/3. Alamak, what do they want me to find? Okay, they tell me find the coordinates of one of the possible. So is there a fixed answer in this case? No fixed answer, is just a possible. So I'm going to guess the value. Okay, values for n and m. But make sure m and n are numbers, integers, positive, less than 10. So we have a guessing game. What number minus 4 is 2? What number minus 4 is 2? Yeah, so n will be the number, n is the y coordinate, yeah? N will be the number 6. Then next guessing game. What number minus 2 is 3?
5.
5. So okay lor, answer 5. Like that only. So they guess the value. Of course, 2 and 3 may not be the 2/3 may not be the actual answer. This one could have been like when you do your working, it could have been 4/6 and things like that. Then you can get other possible type of answers, correct? Or can get -4/6, things like that. But whatever is the case, as long as you're able to guess one pair of values and it fits the description, both of them are less than 10, that's my answer. That's all. Okay, so if it's the recent type of question, they say write down a possible value and things like that. Okay, next one. This question actually is a Sec 1 concept, in a very basic concept, but seldom tested. Okay, show that the point lies on the graph, on this line. Majority of the time, you will substitute both values. But then when you substitute both values, you got nothing to check. So what you need to do, you sub in the x value and find the y value and make sure your y value is the same number as this one. So your checking point will be down here. Use the y value to check the answer. So you cannot substitute both at the same time. You substitute one at a time. So I substitute x equals to -1, 2y equals to 3 times -1 plus 4, 2y equals to 1, y equals to 1 divided by 2, 0.5. Yes, this is correct. Sure. Therefore, the point lies on the line. If the question asks you, let's say I give you another question example, is the point -1, 1 does on the line 2y equals to 3x plus 4. Sub in x equals to -1, 2y equals to 3 times -1 plus 4, y equals to 0.5, but this number here is 1, not equal to 1, therefore does not lie on the line. So possible extension of this type of question. Is this okay? Yeah. Okay, just check now. Make sure you know one concept, you use it the other way around, vice versa, to find the answer for another type of question. Next part, find the coordinates of the y-intercept. This one is so simple. Y equals to mx plus c, but we must make y the subject. Alternatively, so you get first method, method 1, make y the subject. So I divide by 2. This is 3 over 2x plus 4 divided by 2. The y-intercept is the number 2. Okay. Alternatively, method 2, when it y-intercept cuts y-axis, that means x equals to 0. Sub the x equals 0 to y equals to 3 times 0 plus 4, y equals to 2. So obviously we know the value y is equals to 2, but what is the x? The x is 0. So you still need to know the concept. When you find y-intercept, it cuts the x-axis, it cuts the y-axis, x is the number 0. Okay, so this part of the question is totally set 1 basic type. Even set 1, sometimes they don't test, but somehow it came back a few years ago. Okay, second type, you look at the equation, they like to test something similar. Okay, but they test you now gradient y-intercept. So again, I'm going to make y my subject. Okay. So I get 2y equals to 3x minus 8 divided by 2 individually, 3 over 2x plus a minus 8 divided by 2 is the number 4. Where is my gradient? Y equals to mx plus c. Gradient is the number 3 over 2. What is my y-intercept? Y-intercept is negative 4. When it cut y-axis, x equals to 0. Answer. So this is your answer. Okay, so they are asking the exact same type of concept, but they phrase it in different way. Okay, so this one's something to take note of, right? I still have 20 minutes. Okay, this question and this question are somewhat similar, but I think this question is a little bit harder. And later on, I'll send you one more question on using statistics, but it's solving simultaneous equation. You might have done it in class before already when I gave you the worksheet. Okay, but never mind, let's focus on this one first. If the mode is 2, mode is 2 meaning the one with the highest frequency. Which is the one with the highest frequency now? This one, right? Yeah. So this one, right? Okay, so this one is already my highest equation, but I see the mode is still staying at 2. The highest frequency is 20. That means this value cannot exceed 20. P cannot exceed 20. So you choose any number, state a possible value, any number. So maybe I can put 5, 3, 2, 7, or whatever, any number except 20. Okay, anything. Next, explain why is it not possible to find a value P so that the median. What is a median? Median is the number of people right in the middle. Okay, in between. But they say this is 2.5. 2.5 means it's in between the number 2 and in between the number 3. So where is in between 2 and 3? So if I'll cut off this in the middle, that means I need my left-hand side and right-hand side to balance with each other. On my left-hand side, 5 plus 20 have 25 equals to my right-hand side, 17 plus 15 plus 11 plus 2. Okay, is it correct? I got 45 plus P. Does it balance up? Does it balance up? Okay, so what I can do, I find the value of P. So 25 minus 45. Answer give me negative 20. But P is a frequency. Since P cannot be a negative number, it is not possible. Understand, although you have 1 mark here, writing the answer for the P does not answer to a question. They want you to explain. So you must explain. Right? Cannot be a negative number. Explain it. Okay? Right? Okay, next part. Okay, I don't know whether you all know or not. I just highlight, okay? Running out of time. All right. If the mean is 3.4 people, yes, we are very used to pressing calculator for our mean already. So this question forces us back to the original concept of writing down the working, and we have no choice but to do so. Okay. If the mean, how do you find the mean? Mean is given by summation fx over summation f. Sum fx over sum f. First, let us find our x value. This is my data x value. This is my frequency. Sum of all my frequency, including the p, is something plus p. Not multiplied with the p together, something plus p. 5 plus 20, 17, 15, 11, 2. 70 plus p. F times x, 1 times 5, 40. 60, is it correct? Yeah, then 55. This is 6p. My sum fx, this one is sum f, will have something plus 6p. Add all this together except the 6p. 45 plus 51 plus 60 plus 55 plus 40. I get the number 225. Then I use this and plug into to form my equation. You see how I hate it where they use algebra in statistics, where statistics is supposed to be all just numbers. But yeah, sum fx over sum f, a lot of you like to mix up the other way around. So put the fx over the f. Okay? Then I believe this one y'all can try to do. Okay, I need to do it slowly to make sure it's correct. So cross multiply. This 225 plus 6p. Oh, my p disappeared. Also, sorry. Okay. Shift all the p together on one side. Calculate your answers. Divide away. Answer. Okay. This type of question. Okay. Hopefully y'all can do. Is quite similar. The total number of visits in this case is 101. It means the total everything here, total frequency. Then after that, you can do probability question. Okay, probability question, you check again. I want the total visit is 101. So my denominator is definitely 101. Find the probability that the person, only one person chosen, so only one, right? Makes fewer than 2 visits means 0, 1, but not including 2. So 0 and 1 have 13 plus 10, 23. So answer 23 out of 101. Then check whether is there any common factor. Nothing, then that will be the answer. So for paper 1 type of question, if they come out something like that and they mix it with probability, it's quite common. Okay, so but the probability shouldn't be too difficult, doable. Just read from the table. Can? Oops, who's calling me? Okay, next part, this one, estimation. Do you all know how to calculate this one? You all know, right? You all know how to use calculator, this one, right? And somehow the paper haven't been testing standard deviation for a very long time. Maybe you'll come in paper 2. So I'll do that later for paper 2. This one I just went through the other day. Explain whether is it correct. If the estimated mean, if the new number is smaller than the mean, the new mean will decrease. If the new number is bigger than the mean, then the mean will increase. Okay? Then next one, this one also estimated mean. Okay, but I want to explain this question. Do you know the answer? Why is it an estimate? Why not the actual? Why not the exact?
No raw data.
Yes, we do not have the raw data. But some teacher feels that we just write we do not have the raw data is good enough. But I always like to answer to a question, why is it we are estimating the mean? How do we calculate the mean? We use the mid value to estimate the mean. So I'm just telling them, oh, I don't have the actual data, so I use the mid value to estimate. That's why it's an estimation to mean. So I prefer to have this answer is more complete as answer. Okay. Next one, this kind of question is still doable. I think you can try on your own. This question, we have done it before in 2023 paper 1. Okay, I need you to just do one more practice another time. Okay, so I look at this. This is a histogram, and she forgotten how many employees were there in the last interval. That means I need to find the frequency. But she knows this probability. Okay, what is the probability that an employee took 20 minutes or less to travel to work? So a probability needs to find the first one, the total frequency, total data value, okay, total frequency. I do not know the last frequency, never mind, I let it be X. So this one over here is 9, this is 21, this is 22, this one is 14, this one unknown, I call it X. So my total frequency is 9 plus 21, 22, 14, X. Add together, X is on its own, is some number plus X, plus 14. I got 66. Based on the same concept, okay, took 20 minutes or less to travel, 20 minutes or less. So it's 9 and 21. So it's 9 plus 21. Out of my total, six plus 8. This probability they give me is equals to 0.4. Cross multiply, you notice we need to do something with a decimal place, cross multiply. Isn't it something similar, the same scale over here? A cross multiply, whichever, and also need to find the total, but they ask you to find the total for different things. So the concept is the same, but they link different items together. So then I find my answer. Thirty minus 26.4, and X equals to 9, I believe. Yep. Can? Okay, so this part of the question, usually it appears in paper 2. statistics always very commonly in paper 2. I have the other type of question, distance speed time graph I need to go through, but I just want to go through this one. It hasn't come up for a very long time, but more of a logical sense. Okay, explanation question, right? Go and dig out your past notes on the full explanation where I ask you to watch the video and write explanation for each of them. Okay, but the question actually can be quite simple one. Just read one feature that may be misleading. Why? First one, observe all the axes. Is there any scale? There's no scale, right? Scale is not given. So how do I know whether are the numbers proportional or not? Number two, it did not state starting from 0. So if did not state starting from 0, the height of the bar may not be proportional to the frequency. Next, check the number of years. Is there any missing years? Okay, in this case, no missing year. So you have any two features to explain. So in this case, I'll just choose any one. Okay, state a feature, but you must explain. For me, I'm just going to state the y-axis, okay, not y, vertical axis has no scale. We do not know if the height of the bars are proportionate. How to spell proportion? PR, proportionate to its frequency. Why is that misleading? So I cannot assume that it may increase by a very large or very small percentage or number of times, right? So if you really want to and you do not know how to explain why it's misleading, you give an example if you want to. Example, frequency or data in 2013 appears to look like it's twice, appears 3 times more than 2009, but it may not be true. Something like that. Okay, so when you this kind of equation that you look through, number one, you look at all the data values applicable. Is there any number to calculate? Okay, or check whether they add up to 100%, 360-degree for pie chart. Is it possible to have a 0.5 of a house or 1.5 of a handphone, things like that? Okay, numbers. But if there's no numbers, then you look for the vertical axis, horizontal axis, whether does it start from 0, whether are the bar and the area proportionate. Okay, so this one has quite a couple of different type of answers. Is in one of the worksheet that's given to you. I'm going to try to find out the video that I sent you all. Okay, so this one is about mobile phones, and they are recording the mobile phones 7. But when do we actually use a line graph? You have to understand that if I were to use a line graph, right, it means data. Okay, when do we actually use a line graph to plot things? We plot a line graph to see a trend. That is for like things like, for example, the stock market price index with a decimal place, or your temperature with a decimal place, things like that. But we do not usually plot things that has comes in a whole number. So like mobile phones are all in whole number. Okay, so usually we don't plot these using a line chart. Okay, so the question says explain a disadvantage of representing this data as a line graph. The main keyword is actually the data values are discrete values. Discrete values means, for example, whole number, a whole integer number. Okay, they are not continuous. For example, with numbers with decimal place. Okay, so Therefore, it is not easy for us to read a decimal place or whichever. It can be. Okay, it can mislead the reader into thinking that there is a decimal numbers and things like that. Okay, but this kind of disadvantage explanation, right, is open up to the public. As long as you write something that is logical, the teacher will give you the mark. It's not a standard one kind of answer only. So it really depends on how you argue your concept about this. Okay, so this one just for your notice to take note. All right, okay. Oh, this one I must mention. This is a pie chart. Okay, and this question here says is an accurate pie chart. When they give you this word accurate, or they say drawn to scale, or it's accurate bar graph, or whatever that is accurate lah, it means you have to do some kind of measurement. Okay, explain why this one record more grays and cars. The base value for each day might be different. So if on the day where Cham recorded the car is gray cars is 90 degree, but the day where Kit recorded a gray car, it looks more than 90 degree, although it looks like more than 90 degree, right? But more than 90 degrees of, let's say, 100 cars compared to 90 degrees of a 1,000 car, they will not have the same value. So that is because the base value for each day might be different. So they are not going to be true necessary that a larger angle will means more car. Okay, might, you see the question says might, may or may not be. The next part of question, you suddenly feel confused when they give you numbers 20, but there were no other number for the angle. So what do? You take out your protractor and you measure. There were 20 red cars on the day where Chiam went. So 20 red cars. Let me find oops. Do I have compass? Okay. So red car, give me a minute. Let me try to how to measure this. Okay, y'all use your protractor that y'all have with you and measure uh, not accurate one. Okay, let me try this again. Okay. So from here, my graph tells me is for angle, the red angle over here, oops. The red color angle over here, this one is 100 degree. 100 degrees over here. This one, because somehow my compass is, no, my protractor is flipped around the other way. I don't know why. Okay, but it is 100 degrees. So from here, based on measurement accurate, 100 degree represent 20 cars. Okay, I want to find how many days are there in a car park. So 360 degree. Then go and find your answer. Okay, so take 20 divided by 100 times 360. Then you get your answer. Can? So when they say the keyword accurate, means you got to measure something somewhere. Okay, please go and do so. Okay, I shall finish off with the last two parts of the question, distance, speed, time graph. Okay, this hasn't been coming out for like a very, very long time, but okay, just in case, some of the questions that are commonly tested on a speed time graph, and you must know for a speed time graph, distance equals to area under graph. Secondly, the gradient tells you the acceleration. Okay, these two are the things that you must know from a distance speed time graph. The question says the shaded area represents the distance traveled. Already give you the answer. Okay, the concept already. The distance traveled the first 40 seconds. That means the area over here is 2/5 the distance traveled the first t seconds of my whole journey. Find t. When you have this kind of question, do not know what to do, follow the statement, write an equation. Distance during the first 40 seconds equal 2/5 time distance of whole journey. Okay, distance for 40 seconds is area of triangle. Area 2/5 distance for the whole journey is area of triangle plus the whatever rectangle or trapezium. Before I do the trapezium, let's analyze two parallel sides. This one is made up of t minus 40. The whole thing here is t. What is this height? I don't know. Then the area of triangle, half times base, 40 times height. What is this height? I don't know. Meaning, most likely, what do they want me to find? They want me to find something, right? But I do not know the height. What am I going to do? I'm going to leave it as h. Most likely, we can cancel them away. Right? Area of triangle first, half times base times height, half times 40 times the height. 2/5 area of trapezium, 2/5. Trapezium, half times a plus b, t minus 40 plus t times the height. Observe, multiply by h, multiply by h. What do we do to the two of them? Cancel away. No use. Next, deal with the numbers. Half times 40, 20. This looks a bit complicated. Let me do part by part. 2/5 times half times t plus t 2t minus 40. If I'm not comfortable, deal with my half first. Multiply inside. I multiply my half inside. T 20. Now I want to find t minus 20. Don't want the 2/5. Divide. 20 divided by 2, 10. 10 times 5, 50. What number minus 20 gives you 50? Bring over 50 plus 20, 70. Answer T. Okay, so you notice all the question lately that's coming out, they like to give you equation, ask you to form an equation and many marks. When you do not know what to do, follow the question, the statement, write an equation. If there are unknowns, leave the unknown and see whether can you cancel off the unknown later. Then you work out the remaining of the equation. All the skills are very similar, for whether is it the hemisphere or the volume or the whatever or not, it's also the same type of skill. Okay, please learn. Right, refresh. Next one, again, speed time graph. Right, describe the motion between 5 seconds to 50. Oh, speed time graph over here, 5 to 20. You study physics, right? This is constant speed. But it's not good enough. Describe the motion. So it's traveling at constant speed of, read the detail, numbers, 15 meters per second. For how long? For 5 to 20, 15 seconds. You can say the object, the particle is traveling at a constant speed of the numbers. Give the detail. Don't just tell me constant speed. for how long, for what time. Okay, give more details that you can read from the graph. Next, calculate the retardation. Retardation is the acceleration, but negative. Okay, negative of the acceleration. So how do you find acceleration? You find the gradient. Where is the where's the deceleration, retardation? The deceleration is here. But how do I know what to do? I use 2 endpoints. Okay, this timing here, 20, 15, 30, 0. Y2 minus Y1. Remember, a retardation is negative of my gradient. Y2 minus Y1, 15 minus 0. X2 minus X1, 20 minus 30. So 15 divided by 10, negative 1.5, so become positive number 1.5. So you calculate the acceleration, it's negative 1.5, but because I already say it's a retardation one, I don't need the negative sign, so the answer will be just 1.5. Okay, a lot of information. Last question. The area under the graph represents the total distance traveled. See, they tell you, calculate the total distance traveled. So find the whole area under the graph. This area is the shape of a trapezium. Let's find the longer length over here, 5 and 20, so 15. This part is 30. The height is 15. So total distance, half area of a trapezium times the height, 15. Then you get your answer. Is this okay? So many content, right? This one we went through the other day around in class already, so I'm not going to go through, but it's on distance time graph. It just came out recently. So see whether you want to read it up or not. Okay, so if that, then okay, I finished whatever I want to go through in trending basics, right? I'm still in the middle of setting the warm-up mock exam paper. You will have many more questions for you all to practice and let you know. All right, thank you for attending remedial. If you do not have any other questions, then I'll see you again. Bye.
Bye, Madam. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye, Madam.
Bye-bye. Thank you for staying with me. Bye.